Right now, as you watch this, you believe you are having thoughts. You believe you are the one generating them, choosing them, directing them. You are not. What you are experiencing is a closed mechanical loop running on a program that was installed long before you were old enough to question it. And the reason it feels like thinking is because the loop is designed to feel exactly like that. Modern psychology calls it rumination, cognitive looping, intrusive thought patterns. It gives the phenomenon clinical names, prescribes chemical interventions, and sends you home. What it does not tell you is why the loop exists in the first place, why regardless of the medication, the therapy, the positive thinking, the loop returns, always, reliably, as if it is running on a program that exists independently of your conscious input, because it is, and the ancient world understood this with the precision that modern neuroscience is only now beginning to approach. The thought loop is not a malfunction, it is a feature. It was built into the architecture of the material consciousness grid, and it has one specific operational purpose: to keep your awareness locked inside the simulation, consuming its own signal, generating no exit. Neuroscience has mapped the default mode network, a system of brain regions that activates specifically when you are not focused on the external world. When you stop paying attention to what is in front of you, the default mode network switches on and begins generating internal narrative, memories, projections, anxieties, self-referential loops. Research from Harvard Medical School found that humans spend approximately 47% of their waking hours not thinking about what they are actually doing. Nearly half of conscious existence is spent inside an automatically generated internal simulation, a loop that runs without instruction, without permission, and without pause. Modern neuroscience gave it a clinical name. Ancient cosmology gave it a purpose. The purpose was never your well-being. The purpose was your containment. Every major ancient wisdom tradition independently documented the same phenomenon and arrived at the same diagnosis. The Buddha called it Samsara, the wheel of conditioned existence, the cycle of repetitive mental and physical patterns driven by ignorance of the true nature of mind. The Book of Enoch, removed from the Western biblical canon at the Council of Laodicea in 363 AD, describes the material world as a system specifically engineered to generate perpetual internal feedback loops in human consciousness. The architects of the material grid, the text states, did not need external chains to bind awareness. They needed only to install a self-sustaining thought program that the imprisoned mind would mistake for its own voice. The most sophisticated prison ever designed is one the prisoner builds, maintains, and defends, believing entirely that the walls are their own thoughts. The loop survives on one fuel source, reactive energy. Every time a thought triggers an emotional response, fear, anger, shame, desire, that response generates a charge that feeds directly back into the thought, amplifying its signal and extending its runtime. This is why suppression does not work. Attempting to stop a thought by fighting it injects reactive energy directly into the loop, strengthening the very signal you are trying to eliminate. This is why distraction provides only temporary relief. The moment the distraction ends, the loop resumes at the exact charge level it held when you left it, sometimes higher. The quantum physics of this system is precise. An observed system behaves differently from an unobserved one. The moment a thought loop is observed, not engaged, not resisted, simply observed, it loses access to the reactive energy required to sustain its signal. Without reactive fuel, the loop cannot maintain its frequency. It begins to collapse, not through force, through the withdrawal of the one thing it cannot operate without, your reaction. So here is the operational sequence, not theory, not philosophy. The exact mechanics of what to do the next time the loop activates. Whether that is a 3 a.m. anxiety spiral, a post-psychedelic thought storm, or the low-frequency hum of a repeating narrative that has played in the background of your mind for years. Do not try to stop it, do not analyze it, simply notice that it is running. Name it without judgment. There is the loop. That single act of naming creates a microscopic gap between the aware part of you and the program. That gap is everything. Not forward into the content of the loop, backward into the part of your awareness that noticed the loop in the first place. This position is what the ancient traditions called the neutral observer, the witness state. Do not instruct the loop to stop. Do not check whether it is slowing. Simply remain as the awareness that is watching and withdraw all reactive energy from what you are watching. The loop will continue for a time. This is normal. A program does not stop the instant you stop feeding it, but without reactive fuel, its signal degrades, its frequency drops, and in the space that opens as it slows, you will find something that was always there underneath it. Silence, and inside the silence, the first authentic signal you have accessed since the loop began. The neutral observer state is not a destination, it is a coordinate, a position in consciousness that every major ancient tradition, from the Vedic seers to the Gnostic initiates to the medieval mystics, described as the only stable ground available inside a material simulation designed to keep awareness perpetually in motion. And the moment you stopped giving it that energy, you found the first thread of the exit sequence. But the neutral observer only breaks the loop at the level of the mind. The architecture of the simulation runs deeper than thought. It is built into the geometry of physical space itself, mapped with mathematical precision by a 14th century poet who encoded the complete blueprint of the material dimensions into a work the world was taught to read as allegory. To find the next layer of the exit sequence, we have to follow Dante into the geometry of the Inferno.